Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Major apologies guys for the lighting. I just got home and I needed to film this video tonight, so I don't have a good setup here, but let's just get into the video. I wanted to respond to my last video about Vito's Leatherworks Birkin deconstruction or repair video. I mentioned how it was really changing my perception of Hermes, and you know, that bags are not indestructible, and just seeing a Birkin bag in such a horrific shape. Now, just to recap guys, a client gave a bag that was in very bad condition, a Birkin bag, to Beto to repair. And oh, his name is actually Steve, but to repair. And apparently this Birkin bag had been in an attic or some sort of garage or something in storage for many years, neglected, and the entire interior of the bag was disintegrating. It smelled like mildew, and she took it there to get it repaired by Steve. And well, it was a $5,000 job, which made me feel like it must be an authentic bag, because who the hell is going to spend $5,000 on a fake bag, right? Well guys, upon reviewing the footage again and also listening to some of your comments, I'm honestly questioning the authenticity of this Birkin. So let's go through some of the features of this Birkin in the video today and try and figure out, guys, if this bag is real or fake, because I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. So firstly, when I look at a bag, or like when I try and authenticate a bag by just looking at it, especially a Birkin, I tend to notice the shape of the bag first, you know, because I've actually been following a lot of reputable resellers of Birkins for a while, just because I love doing my research, and you kind of start to get an eye for the shape that a Birkin should be. I also follow some replica pages just so I have knowledge as to what replicas look like as well. And if you look at some of these replica Instagram pages, you'll kind of notice that the shape of the Birkin might be slightly more curved or almost pudgy looking. And sometimes you might see a fake Birkin in real life. You might recognize it based on just the overall shape of the bag and the finish. So that can be one way to tell if a Birkin is real or fake. So it's a bit hard with this particular Birkin, because when Steve has the Birkin in his hands, it's just like wrapped in plastic and it's really stinky. So we don't really get to see the full shape of the bag. First red flag I got from this Birkin was when he opened up the bag and we got to see the interior of the disintegrating bag. Most Birkin bags, from what I've researched or come across, have chev leather on the inside, and a lot of you guys said this as well. So goat skin lining, which is kind of like this kind of texture. So if you look on the inside, it's a textured grain. Lots of Hermes have chev lining. Some have Swift, some have fabric. It just depends on the style, but most Birkins, like this is another bag with the chev lining. Don't know if you can see, but when you look on the inside of this blue Birkin, I can't tell if it's the quality of the video or just what we're seeing, but it looks like a smooth leather. And this is kind of a bit of a weird thing to see in a Birkin, because usually it should be in a goat skin. So I don't know whether it's the quality of the video or whether this is a smooth leather, but that was the first red flag. Also, it could be possible that this Birkin bag was worked on before and maybe it was replaced before with a different leather. Like, we don't know the history of this bag. We just know that it was left in an attic or something, or a garage for many years, but who knows where this Birkin came from before. Maybe it's already been repaired on, right? When you look at the lining, the edges of the lining, what really what my eye was drawn to was the white lines, like the way that the leather is splitting. I often see this kind of wear on fake bags. Like, usually if you look inside a fake bag, like I've seen it on like fake Chanel bags, they do this like weird splitting thing. So when I saw that made me think that looks a bit questionable just because of the way that the inside of that Birkin was wearing. It just looked like something I'd seen on a fake bag before, but again, I cannot determine. I'm not a professional authenticator, but that to me was a bit of a red flag. Next, you can look at the stamping and like the Hermes stamping like this, and to tell if it's real or fake. Not always will the stamping be crisp. Sometimes it might be blotchy, because yeah, I've noticed like on some bags, like the stamp is not super crisp, it might have smeared a little bit. That doesn't mean it's a fake bag necessarily. So for me, I find it hard to tell by this, because it's like a stamp is not that hard to fake as well. So we never really get to see a still image of the stamp. You do get to see some of the markings like under here. Here? I don't know if you can see that, guys, but sometimes they'll do it on the sangle. It just depends on the year, but the one in the video had it... yeah, this one doesn't have the stamp here, but it had it here, so this is a bad comparison. My red flag was the lining. It looked a bit weird, but again, we don't know if it's been replaced before. Also, you can sometimes tell by the hardware. Like, usually it's easier to tell in real life, but when he zoomed in on some of the hardware of that bag, I don't know about you guys, but I felt like it looked too yellow. I don't know if, again, it was the color in the video, but it looked a little bit like not the same gold as I see in some other Hermes bags like that are gold. But again, it can vary from year to year. This bag is from 2009, but I don't know. Something about the hardware looked a little bit off to me, but I'm not sure exactly. You can also look at the stitches of the bag, so the saddle stitching. A little bit hard to tell as well, because we couldn't get some real close-ups of the stitching in particular. And, you know, Birkins tend to have a lot of hand stitching in them, so it's not always going to be the same. But if you look up on like these parts, I don't know. That's what the stitching should look like, I suppose. You be the judge of whether the blue one looks authentic. That's the authentic stitching. Yeah, who knows? And mine is palladium hardware, so anyway, I guess gold hardware is more like this. But again, the lighting in my, my setup right now is not the best either, so hard to tell. A major red flag was probably the feet on the bag. From what I've heard, Hermes Birkins have hammered feet, so the feet are hammered into the bag, whereas Steve had to unscrew the feet from the bottom of this Birkin, which seems odd because I've heard that Birkins have hammered feet. So if they're screwed in feet, you'd assume maybe it could be a fake, but we don't know. The quality of the outside leather looked pretty good. I mean, Steve cleaned it up really well, and it was quite resilient as well to the cleaning. So he said it was, as well as a really good quality leather. It's still possible it could be a fake bag. Like, some fake bags still use good quality leather as well. And guys, let me know if you know if this bag is real or fake, because again, I am not a professional authenticator. I'm just going by some of the things you can look out for. So we're kind of trying to figure this out together and determine whether this is a real or fake bag, because just say that this is a fake bag. And it's really sad that this lady paid $5,000 to repair a fake bag, because it basically has no value. However, a lot of people said that if it is an authentic bag and now Steve has repaired it, does that give the bag extra value compared to when it was completely ruined? Well, I think it would, but to be honest, now that the bag is completely reconstructed, the inside is different, the lining, Steve had to replace the lining completely with a different leather, a different lambskin leather. To me, this bag is now a Frankenstein bag or a Franken bag. It is half real, half fake. You know, it has elements. Let's just say it is a real Birkin. It now has elements of an authentic Birkin, but it is basically been remade with things that are not authentic to Hermes, such as the lining and the inner part. So technically this bag is not authentic, like, anyway. Even after the repair, if it was originally an authentic bag, it is now not an authentic bag, because if you were to resell this bag, you would have to specify it's been completely worked on, it's been completely restored, not by Hermes. There's no Hermes bag spa receipt, so the resale value of this bag is not going to be that good anyway, I'm telling you guys, because it's basically been completely remade. And if you look at how the bag has been finished at the end, the shape of it is, one would argue, not the exact same as an authentic Birkin, like, because, I mean, from what I've heard, Steve is a very highly trained artisan, but he's never, I don't know, maybe he has been trained by Hermes, but I'm going to assume maybe not. So he's not like an authentic maker of Birkin bags, so you cannot say it is authentic after he's worked on it, especially because he hasn't used materials that are from Hermes. So in any case, after investing $5,000 into this repair, I don't think if you're thinking of resale value, it's going to help the bag either if you're thinking to resell it. I think for the owner's own personal use, she might, it's still now able to be worn and it's now got a new life to it. But after it's been worked on to this extent, it's actually not even an authentic bag anymore, to be honest, like, because it just is, it's half real, half fake, or it could be just completely fake. We don't know, guys, but that makes me really question as well the pre-loved market, because, there's a lot of Hermes bags that have been bag sparred at third-party spas, and to what extent have they been worked on? Is there a line you can draw whereas it turns into an inauthentic bag? Like, I actually once went to a consignment store and I wanted to purchase this Chanel Duma backpack, and I asked the consignment store if they could send it to the bag spa for me. And after they sent it to the bag spa to work on, because it wasn't a bit worse for wear condition, they said it actually had authentic CC logos on some parts, but some parts were not authentic CC logos. So a third party had already worked on this backpack and it had already been bag sparred, but it had a few fake elements to it, and it was like half real, half fake. And this can happen with the pre-loved market. Vintage bags can be worked on multiple times, and it's possible that this Birkin bag may have been worked on multiple times. Like, we don't know, and that can devalue the bag dramatically if it's been worked on at a bag spa. Now, if this Birkin had been worked on at the Hermes bag spa, and it had parts replaced from Hermes, and Hermes had remade the interior and given a receipt of repair from the Hermes bag spa, this would not impact the value of the bag. This would actually be good for the value of the bag because it would be in better condition and restored by Hermes itself. So I would always say, if you have a bag that Hermes will accept into their bag spa, take it to Hermes, because once a bag is worked on from another bag spa, not only will Hermes not accept that bag because it has had work done to it, but it will completely devalue the bag if you plan to sell it on in the future. And that's why Hermes bags can be good investments, because Hermes do have a good bag spa service. But obviously a Birkin, like this blue Birkin, if it was authentic, it's probably too far gone for Hermes to work on it, which is why I'm sure this lady took it to Bido or Steve. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This bag might be fake. There's a few red flags there, but let me know if this bag is fake. And even if it is authentic, after the work has been done to it, it's, in my opinion, not authentic anymore, because it's half real, half fake. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Sorry for my blubby video today. I just had a lot of thoughts to get out, and yes, I'll improve on the lighting for my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!